Hey Taurus, welcome back. I need to share something with you today that honestly gave me chills when these cards started coming through. You know how sometimes you just know that the universe is trying to tell you something really important? This is one of those moments. So grab whatever you need to get comfortable, because what I'm about to share with you is going to reveal exactly what's been happening behind the scenes in your life. And trust me, you need to hear this. Before we dive in, I just want you to know that this reading came through with such intense energy. I've been doing tarot for years now, and there are certain readings where you can just feel the weight of what's being revealed, and this is definitely one of them. The cards are showing me a situation where people around you have been operating with some pretty dark intentions, but here's the thing that I find absolutely fascinating about this reading. The universe has been watching everything, and what's coming for those who tried to harm you is nothing short of divine intervention. So let me just pull the first card here. And wow, okay, this is already telling me so much about what's been going on in your world. The first card I'm seeing is the Knight of Pentacles. And you know what? This card is showing me something really specific about someone in your life, or maybe even a group of people. The Knight of Pentacles typically represents someone who is methodical, practical, and usually quite reliable. But in this context, with the energy I'm picking up around this reading, this card is revealing someone who has been very calculated in their approach toward you. I'm talking about someone who doesn't make impulsive moves, someone who plans everything out step by step, and that's actually what makes this situation so insidious. What I'm seeing here is that there's been someone or a group of people who have been watching you very carefully, studying your patterns, your routines, your vulnerabilities. The Knight of Pentacles moves slowly but deliberately, and that's exactly how these individuals have been operating. They've been taking their time, gathering information, waiting for what they perceive as the perfect moment to strike or to undermine you in some way. This isn't about sudden attacks or impulsive actions. This is about a long game that's been played against you. And here's what really stands out to me about this card in your reading. The Knight of Pentacles is also about material matters, resources, and stability. So whatever has been planned or plotted against you, it likely has something to do with your material security, your reputation in professional settings, or your sense of stability and groundedness in the world. These people might have been trying to sabotage your work, your financial situation, or your standing in your community. They've been working methodically to create obstacles in your path, thinking that if they're patient enough and careful enough, they can slowly erode your foundation without you even noticing. But there's something these people didn't count on, and this is where the divine justice aspect starts to come in. The Knight of Pentacles, when working with negative intention, eventually gets caught in their own web. See, when you're so focused on someone else's life, when you're spending all your time and energy plotting and planning against another person, you're actually neglecting your own garden, your own path, your own growth. And the universe has a way of showing people the consequences of that misplaced focus. What I'm getting from this card is that while these people thought they were being so clever, so strategic, so careful in their plans against you, they were actually setting up their own downfall. Every action taken with malicious intent leaves an energetic signature, and the universe keeps perfect records. The Knight of Pentacles energy here is showing me that the same methodical, step-by-step energy they used to try to harm you is now being turned back on them by the universe itself. Divine justice works in very practical, tangible ways, and these people are about to experience very real, very material consequences for their actions. Let me pull the next card because I can feel there's more to this story, and the energy is really building here. Oh, this is interesting. The Six of Cups just came through, and you know what? This card is adding such an important layer to what's happening. The Six of Cups is traditionally about nostalgia, past connections, innocence, and sometimes about people from our past returning to our lives. But in the context of this reading, with what we already know from the Knight of Pentacles, this card is revealing something really specific about WHO these people are, who have been working against you. I'm getting such a strong sense that these aren't strangers, Taurus. These are people who have history with you. The Six of Cups is showing me that these individuals might be people you once trusted, people you perhaps shared good times with, people who were once part of your inner circle, or at least your extended social or professional network. There's this element of betrayal here that makes the situation even more painful, because these aren't random enemies. These are people who know you, who have seen your kindness, who have witnessed your generosity and your loyalty. And here's what really gets me about this card in this position. The Six of Cups often represents a kind of innocence or naivety. And I think what the cards are showing me is that these people are counting on your good nature, your tendency to see the best in others, your unwillingness to believe that people you've been kind to could turn around and try to hurt you. They've been using your own positive qualities against you, exploiting your trust and your open-heartedness. But there's something else the Six of Cups is revealing, and this is where it gets really interesting. This card also speaks to karma, and the idea that what goes around comes around. See, these people might have forgotten the times when you were there for them, when you extended kindness, when you helped them through difficult periods. They've conveniently erased those memories to justify their current actions against you. But the universe doesn't forget. The Six of Cups is a reminder that every kindness you've ever extended, every moment of generosity, every time you've been there for others, all of that is recorded in the cosmic ledger, and it's all coming back to you in the form of protection and divine justice. What I'm seeing is that these people from your past, these individuals who should have known better because they've experienced your goodness firsthand, they're about to be reminded of exactly what they've done. The Six of Cups has this quality of bringing things full circle, and that's exactly what's happening here. The universe is preparing to show them a mirror of their own actions, to make them face the reality of how they've betrayed trust and violated the bonds of connection that once existed. There's also this sense I'm getting that some of these people might try to come back around, might try to act innocent, or pretend like nothing happened, using that Six of Cups energy of nostalgia and remember the good old days to try to worm their way back into your life. The cards are warning you to be very discerning here, to trust your intuition, and to remember that people who have shown you who they really are should be believed. Let me see what else is coming through, because I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's really been happening here. The Three of Wands just appeared, and okay, this is really starting to paint a clearer picture of the situation. The Three of Wands is about planning, looking ahead, watching from a distance, and waiting for ships to come in. It's a card of anticipation and strategic positioning. And in the context of what we've already seen with the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, this card is showing me that these people haven't just been plotting against you in secret, they've been waiting and watching for your downfall, like they're expecting some kind of show. What I'm picking up here is really unsettling, but you need to know this. The Three of Wands represents people who have been standing at a distance, observing your life, expecting to see you fail or struggle. They've been like vultures circling, waiting for what they think will be your moment of collapse. They've made plans based on the assumption that their schemes against you would bear fruit, that their efforts to undermine you would eventually pay off. They've been anticipating your failure, like it's something they've invested in, and they're waiting for their return. But here's what makes this card so powerful. In this reading, the Three of Wands also represents expanded vision and far-reaching consequences. See, while these people have been watching and waiting for your downfall, they haven't been paying attention to what's building in their own lives. They've been so focused on you, so obsessed with your path, that they haven't noticed the storms gathering on their own horizons. The Three of Wands is showing me that their perspective has been completely skewed. They've been looking in the wrong direction, focusing on the wrong things, and now they're about to be blindsided by consequences they never saw coming. There's also this element with the Three of Wands about things coming from a distance or from unexpected quarters. What I'm seeing is that the justice and the consequences that are coming for these people aren't necessarily going to come from you directly. You don't have to lift a finger or seek revenge or even engage with these people at all. The universe is handling this through channels and means that they never anticipated. It might come through their professional life, through their personal relationships, through situations that seem completely unrelated to you, but which are actually directly connected to the energy they've been putting out into the world. The Three of Wands is also about leadership and taking the high road, and I think this is a message for you specifically, Taurus. While all of this has been happening, while these people have been scheming and plotting and watching for your downfall, you've been focused on building your own empire, walking your own path, and staying true to your own values. And that's exactly why you're about to come out on top. You haven't wasted your energy on revenge or getting caught up in their drama. You've kept your eyes on your own horizon, and that's the ultimate power move. Let me pull another card, because the energy around what's actually coming for these people is starting to intensify. Death just came through, and I need you to understand that this is one of the most powerful cards for transformation and karmic endings. Now, I always want to be clear when the Death card appears, because so many people immediately get scared. But this card is rarely about physical death. It's about endings, transformations, the complete dissolution of old patterns and structures. And in this reading, with everything else we've seen, the Death card is announcing that what these people have built through deception and malicious intent is about to completely collapse. This is the card of absolute endings, of things that cannot be revived or restored. Whatever these people have been planning, whatever structures they've built on lies and bad intentions, whatever power or position they thought they had, all of it is coming to an end. The Death card doesn't mess around. It doesn't give second chances to things that need to end, and it doesn't preserve what has been corrupted. This is complete transformation, total endings, and the kind of change that cannot be undone. What I'm seeing with this card is that these individuals are about to experience some kind of major life upheaval that will completely change their circumstances. This could manifest in multiple ways. They might lose their reputation, face public exposure of their actions, experience sudden reversals in their career or financial situation, or find that relationships and alliances they counted on suddenly dissolve. The Death card represents that moment when everything you've built on a false foundation just crumbles, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And here's what's really significant about the Death card appearing in this reading. It's card number 14 in the major arcana. And that energy of balance and justice is woven right into it. What these people have done, the pain they've caused, the harm they've tried to create in your life, all of that is now coming back to them multiplied. The Death card is the great equalizer. It strips away all pretense, all masks, all false presentations, and leaves only the truth. These people are about to be stripped down to nothing, exposed for who they really are, and forced to face the consequences of their actions without any of the protection or camouflage they've been hiding behind. But there's another layer to the Death card that I want you to really hear, Taurus. While this card represents devastating endings for those who have worked against you, it also represents powerful new beginnings for you. See, the Death card clears away what no longer serves. It makes space for new growth. It prepares the ground for transformation. As these people face the endings of their schemes and their false power, you are being prepared for a new chapter that's built on authenticity, truth, and genuine power. The universe is clearing your path by removing these obstacles and these negative energies from your sphere. What I'm getting is that you might not even fully realize yet how much these people and their negative intentions have been weighing on you, creating a kind of psychic or energetic drag on your progress. But as the Death card energy moves through this situation, as these people face their karmic consequences and are removed from your energetic field, you're going to feel a massive shift. You're going to feel lighter, freer, more able to move forward without that constant undercurrent of negativity that's been present. The Death card is also showing me that this ending is final. These people don't get to come back from this. They don't get to rebuild what's being torn down. They don't get a redemption arc where they get to try again. This is the kind of cosmic justice that closes doors permanently. And while that might sound harsh, it's actually incredibly protective for you. The universe is making sure that these particular energies and these particular people cannot continue to interfere with your path going forward. Let me see what else the cards want to reveal, because I can feel there's more to this story about what's been happening behind your back. The Chariot just came through, and wow, this is such a powerful addition to what we're seeing. The Chariot is card number 8, and it represents victory, control, determination, and the ability to overcome obstacles through sheer will and focus. But in the context of this reading, the Chariot is showing me something really specific about these people and their mindset. What I'm picking up is that these individuals genuinely believed they could control the outcome of this situation. They thought they had the power to steer events in the direction they wanted, to manipulate circumstances to bring about your downfall. The Chariot represents that kind of forceful, directed energy, that sense of, I will make this happen through the force of my will. And that's exactly the energy these people have been operating with. They've been convinced that through their schemes and their plans and their persistent efforts, they could control your destiny. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something I find absolutely fascinating about how the universe works. The Chariot requires alignment to function properly. In traditional tarot imagery, the Chariot shows a figure controlling 2 sphinxes or horses, and the key is that both creatures need to be moving in the same direction for progress to happen. When you're trying to use Chariot energy for harmful purposes, when your intentions are malicious, you create internal conflict and misalignment. You're essentially trying to drive a chariot where one horse is going left and the other is going right, and the whole thing just tears itself apart. That's what's happening with these people. They thought they were in control, thought they were driving toward a specific outcome, but because their intentions were corrupt and their methods were harmful, they've actually been creating chaos and destruction in their own lives. The Chariot energy they thought they were harnessing against you has turned back on them. They're about to discover that they've been steering themselves right off a cliff while thinking they were on the path to victory. The Chariot also speaks to public battles and visible conflicts. And I'm getting the sense that whatever has been happening behind your back in the shadows is about to become very visible. These people thought they could operate in secret, thought they could attack you without being seen or without facing consequences. But the Chariot is bringing everything out into the open. Their actions, their intentions, their schemes, all of it is about to be exposed in a very public way. And you know what? That public exposure is part of their karma, part of how the universe is ensuring justice is served. There's also this warrior energy to the Chariot, this sense of battle and competition. And what I'm seeing is that these people have been treating your life like it's a war they can win, like your success or failure is something they get to determine through strategic attacks. But what they failed to understand is that you were never actually in a competition with them. You've been running your own race, focused on your own goals, building your own life. They've been fighting a battle that only existed in their own minds, wasting their energy and their resources on a conflict that was never necessary and that they were destined to lose. The Chariot reversed, which is the energy I'm feeling here for these people, also indicates loss of control, defeat, and the complete collapse of carefully laid plans. Everything they thought they had under control is actually spiraling out of their grasp. Every scheme they thought was foolproof is falling apart. Every alliance they counted on is crumbling. The Chariot, in its reversed or shadow aspect, shows us someone whose certainty becomes their downfall. And that's exactly what's happening here. For you, though, Taurus, the Chariot in its upright, positive energy is coming through. As these people lose control and face defeat, you are stepping into a period of genuine victory and forward movement. The universe is clearing the road ahead of you, removing these obstacles, and giving you a clear path to drive forward on your own terms with your own power. Let me pull another card because I want to see more about what specific consequences are coming for these people. Justice just appeared, and I literally got chills. This is card number 12, and it represents the law of cause and effect, karmic balance, truth coming to light, and consequences being delivered with absolute precision. When the Justice card appears in a reading about people who have been working against you, it's basically the universe putting its official stamp on the situation and saying, judgment has been rendered, consequences are being delivered, and there is no appeal. What I'm seeing with the Justice card is that every single action these people have taken against you, every lie they've told, every scheme they've hatched, every moment they've spent trying to harm you or undermine you, all of it has been recorded. The Justice card represents divine law, the kind of cosmic accounting that doesn't miss anything and doesn't make mistakes. These people might have thought they were getting away with things, might have believed that their secret actions were truly secret. But justice reveals that nothing happens in darkness that won't eventually be brought to light. The fascinating thing about the Justice card is its precision. This isn't about random bad luck befalling these people. This isn't about generic karma that might or might not catch up to them eventually. This is specific, targeted, precise consequences for specific actions. Whatever these people have tried to do to you will be done to them. Whatever they have put out into the world is coming back to them exactly matched. If they try to ruin your reputation, their reputation will be ruined. If they try to damage your career, their career will face setbacks. If they try to isolate you or turn people against you, they will find themselves isolated and abandoned. Justice also represents legal matters and official consequences. And I'm getting a strong sense that some of what these people are facing might actually involve legal trouble, official investigations, or formal accountability processes. This could be in a professional setting, where their misconduct is being officially documented and addressed, or it could even involve actual legal authorities if their actions crossed certain lines. The Justice card doesn't mess around. It believes in proper channels and official consequences, not just karmic payback. What really stands out to me about justice appearing in this reading is the timing. Justice doesn't rush, but it also doesn't delay once the moment is right. The scales have been weighing everything, all the evidence has been gathered, all the facts have been examined, and now is the moment when judgment is being delivered. These people are about to face consequences that are perfectly proportionate to what they've done, delivered at exactly the right moment for maximum impact and maximum lesson learning. The Justice card also speaks to truth and clarity, and I'm seeing that part of what's coming is the complete exposure of the truth about who these people really are and what they've really been doing. Any masks they've been wearing, any false personas they've been projecting, any lies they've been telling, all of that is about to be stripped away. The truth is going to come out in a way that's undeniable and that changes how others see these individuals permanently. Their true nature, their real intentions, their actual actions, everything is about to be laid bare. For you, Taurus, the Justice card is incredibly validating. It's confirmation that you haven't been paranoid or overly suspicious, that your intuition about certain people has been correct, and that the universe really does see everything and eventually sets things right. The Justice card is telling you that you don't need to seek revenge or even prove your case. The truth is revealing itself without any effort on your part. Your job is simply to continue being who you are, living your truth, and trusting that divine justice is handling the rest. Let me pull another card because I want to see more about what you need to know going forward. Oh, the Page of Swords just came through, and this is adding such an interesting dimension to the reading. The Page of Swords represents messages, information, truth-seeking, and vigilance. In this context, this card is showing me that you're about to receive information or messages that confirm everything the cards have been revealing today. The Page of Swords is like a messenger bringing news, and in this case, the news is going to be about what's been happening behind your back and what consequences are now unfolding for those who worked against you. What I'm picking up with this card is that you might hear through the grapevine, through mutual connections, or even directly about problems that these people are suddenly facing. The Page of Swords represents information traveling, news spreading, and truths coming to light through communication. You're going to start hearing things that confirm your suspicions, that validate your intuition, and that show you just how accurate your instincts about certain people have been. The Page of Swords also represents a kind of watchfulness and mental alertness. This card is advising you to stay aware, to pay attention to the information that comes your way, and to trust your analytical abilities. While the universe is handling the karma and the justice aspects of this situation, you still need to be smart and discerning about any interactions you have with these people going forward. The Page of Swords is saying, keep your eyes open, stay mentally sharp, and don't let anyone pull the wool over your eyes with sweet words or fake apologies. There's also this energy with the Page of Swords about cutting through lies and illusions. This is a card that values truth above all else, even when that truth is uncomfortable. What I'm seeing is that you're entering a phase where you're going to see people and situations with absolute clarity, where any illusions or false beliefs you might have held about certain individuals are going to be completely dissolved. The Page of Swords is handing you the sword of truth, giving you the ability to cut through manipulation, see through deception, and recognize people's true intentions. The Page of Swords can also indicate that you might need to speak your truth or share your perspective about what's happened at some point. Not in a vindictive way or to seek revenge, but simply to set the record straight, to make sure your side of the story is known, or to protect others from falling into the same traps with these people. This card suggests that your words, your truth, your testimony might become important at some point, and you should be prepared to speak clearly and honestly when the time is right. What I find really interesting about the Page of Swords appearing here is that it's the youngest card in the sword suit, representing new beginnings in the mental realm. This tells me that as all of this information comes to light, as these truths are revealed and these consequences unfold, you're actually beginning a new chapter in how you think about people, relationships, and trust. You're developing a sharper discernment, a clearer understanding of human nature, and a more refined ability to detect inauthentic behavior. This is going to serve you incredibly well going forward. The Page of Swords is also showing me that you shouldn't be surprised if some of these people or their allies try to control the narrative, try to spread their own version of events, or try to make themselves look like victims. The Page of Swords energy includes gossip and the spreading of information, and not all of it is truthful. But here's the thing, their lies won't hold up against the truth that's coming out. The universe is ensuring that the real story, the actual facts, the truth of what happened, all of that is going to become known in a way that overshadows any false narratives they try to create. Let me see what else is coming through, because I feel like there's more about the specific nature of what these people are facing. Judgment just came through, and honestly, this is one of the most powerful cards that could have appeared in this reading. Judgment is card number 21, and it represents awakening, reckoning, the moment of truth, and the final judgment where everything is laid bare and accounts are settled. This is literally the karma card, the card that says the time of reckoning has arrived and there is no escaping the consequences of one's actions. The Judgment card shows us that moment when the trumpet sounds, when everyone is called to account for their choices and their actions, when the truth can no longer be hidden or denied. In the context of this reading, Judgment is announcing that these people who have been working against you are entering their moment of cosmic accountability. Everything they've done, every intention they've held, every action they've taken, it's all being brought before divine judgment, and the verdict is not in their favor. What's so powerful about the Judgment card is its finality. This isn't a warning, it's not a chance to course correct, it's the actual moment of reckoning. These people have already made their choices, they've already taken their actions, and now they're facing the consequences. The Judgment card represents that point where the opportunity for change has passed, and you must now face what you've created. It's like the universe saying, you've been weighed, you've been measured, and you've been found wanting. The Judgment card also speaks to a kind of spiritual or cosmic awakening. And what I'm seeing is that these people are about to have a brutal awakening to the reality of how the universe works. They might have thought that they could act with impunity, that their schemes and their malice wouldn't have real consequences, that they could harm others without it coming back to them. But the Judgment card is delivering a wake-up call that cannot be ignored. They're about to understand, in a very direct and personal way, that every action has consequences and that cosmic law is real and unavoidable. There's also this element with the Judgment card about things coming full circle, about the end of a major cycle and the transition into something completely new. What I'm getting is that this entire chapter of people being able to work against you, to scheme behind your back, to try to undermine you, that whole chapter is closing. The Judgment card is slamming that door shut and beginning a completely new era where these dynamics no longer exist and these people no longer have access to your energy or your life in any meaningful way. The Judgment card can also indicate a kind of public reckoning or exposure. This isn't just about private karma happening behind closed doors. This is about these people facing consequences in a way that others can see, that becomes part of their story, that changes how they're perceived by their community or their circle. The Judgment card has this quality of truth being proclaimed from the mountaintops, of things being announced and made known to all. These people's actions and their consequences are becoming part of the public record in some way. For you, Taurus, the Judgment card is incredibly liberating. It's the universe telling you that you've been vindicated, that your side of things has been heard and understood by the cosmic forces that matter, and that you're being released from this whole situation to move forward into a new and better chapter of your life. The Judgment card represents rebirth and renewal for those who have been true and good, and that's exactly what you're stepping into. Let me pull another card because I want to see what's specifically being protected or blessed in your life as all of this unfolds. The Ace of Pentacles just appeared, and this is such a beautiful and hopeful card to see in this reading. The Ace of Pentacles represents new beginnings in the material realm, opportunities for abundance, seeds of prosperity being planted, and the universe's blessing on your practical affairs. What this card is showing me is that while these people have been trying to undermine your material security and your worldly success, the universe has actually been preparing blessings and opportunities in the financial and material aspects of your life. The Ace of Pentacles is like the universe handing you a gift, a new opportunity, a fresh start in the realm of career, money, resources, or physical well-being. What I'm seeing is that everything these people tried to take from you or prevent you from having is actually being given to you by divine forces. They wanted to block your success, but success is finding you anyway. They wanted to damage your reputation, but your reputation is actually being enhanced. They wanted to create obstacles in your career path, but new doors are opening for you that they can't see or touch or interfere with. What's really beautiful about the Ace of Pentacles appearing in this reading is the timing. As these people face their karmic consequences and deal with the collapse of their schemes, you are being handed new opportunities and new beginnings. The contrast couldn't be more stark. They're experiencing endings, loss, and consequences while you're receiving new starts, growth, and blessings. This is divine justice in action, showing that the universe doesn't just punish wrongdoing, it also actively rewards and supports those who have maintained their integrity and goodness. The Ace of Pentacles also represents something tangible and real. This isn't just about feeling better emotionally or having a more positive mindset. This is about actual material improvements in your life. This could be a new job opportunity, a financial windfall, a business venture that takes off, an investment that pays off, or simply a general improvement in your material circumstances. The universe is blessing you with real, practical, touchable abundance. What I'm also picking up with the Ace of Pentacles is that this new beginning is coming to you, not something you have to chase or struggle for. The Ace cards represent gifts from the universe, things that appear in your life through grace and divine timing rather than through force or manipulation. While those people were spending all their energy on schemes and plots, you've been staying in your lane, doing your work, maintaining your integrity, and now the universe is rewarding that by bringing opportunities and abundance directly to your doorstep. The Ace of Pentacles is also showing me that what's coming to you is solid and stable. This isn't a flash in the pan or something that looks good on the surface, but has no real substance. The Pentacles suit is all about what's real, what lasts, what has actual value and staying power. The blessings coming your way are going to be substantial and enduring, creating a foundation for long-term security and prosperity. There's also this sense with the Ace of Pentacles that you're being supported in building something new, something that reflects your true values and your authentic path. Whatever these people were trying to destroy or prevent, the universe is giving you the resources and the opportunities to build it even better, even stronger, even more aligned with who you really are. You're not just recovering from their attacks, you're actually being elevated beyond where you were before all of this started. Let me pull one more card because I want to see what final message the universe wants you to know about all of this. The Lovers just came through as the final card, and wow, this is such a powerful and multi-layered way to complete this reading. The Lovers is card number 7, and it represents choices, alignment, values, harmony, and the power of staying true to what matters most. In the context of everything we've seen in this reading, the Lovers is showing me something really profound about why these people's schemes against you were destined to fail and why you're being protected and blessed by the universe. The Lovers card is ultimately about alignment with divine will and with your own highest values. What I'm seeing is that throughout everything that's been happening, through all the schemes and the plotting and the behind-the-scenes attacks, you have remained true to who you are. You haven't compromised your values. You haven't stooped to their level. You haven't allowed their darkness to corrupt your own light. And that is why the universe is on your side. That's why divine justice is being delivered on your behalf. That's why you're receiving blessings while they're facing consequences. The Lovers card represents the choice between the high road and the low road, between acting from love and acting from fear or malice, between being true to yourself and compromising for temporary advantage. These people who have been working against you chose the low road. They chose malice and deception and harm. But you chose differently, even when it might have been tempting to respond in kind, even when you might have wanted revenge, even when you could have justified lowering yourself to their level. You chose to stay aligned with your values, with love, with truth, with integrity. And that's why the universe is celebrating you with this card. The Lovers isn't just about romantic relationships, it's about the ultimate relationship, the relationship between your human self and your divine purpose, between your actions and your values, between who you are and who you're meant to be. This card is telling you that you've passed a major test, that you've proven your character, and that you've demonstrated the kind of spiritual maturity that earns divine protection and blessing. The Lovers card also speaks to partnerships and alliances, and I'm getting the sense that while these negative people are being removed from your life, positive connections and supportive relationships are going to be coming in or strengthening. The universe doesn't just take away the harmful connections, it also brings in the beneficial ones. You're going to find yourself surrounded by people who genuinely care about you, who support your growth, who celebrate your success, and who would never dream of working against you behind your back. What's also significant about the Lovers appearing as the final card is its association with choices and consequences. These people chose to work against you. They chose malice over kindness. They chose deception over truth. And now they're facing the consequences of those choices. But you chose differently, and you're receiving the consequences of your choices, which are blessings, protection, abundance, and divine favor. The Lover's card is also showing me that you're entering a period of greater harmony and peace in your life. As these negative energies are cleared away, as these people face their karma and are removed from your sphere, you're going to feel a deep sense of relief and alignment. Things are going to start flowing more easily. Opportunities are going to appear with less struggle. Your relationships are going to be more authentic and supportive. Your daily life is going to feel more in harmony with who you really are. There's also this beautiful message in the Lover's card about being loved and protected by the universe itself. You're not alone in this, Taurus. You're not facing this situation without support. The divine forces, the angels, the universe, whatever you believe in, all of that is actively on your side, actively working to protect you and to ensure justice is served. The Lover's card represents that sacred connection between you and the divine, and it's telling you that connection is strong, active, and working powerfully in your favor. So, let me bring all of this together for you, Taurus. What this reading has revealed is that there have indeed been people, likely from your past, who have been working against you methodically and deliberately. They've been watching and waiting, plotting and planning, trying to undermine your stability and your success. They've been like ravenous wolves, as you mentioned, operating with cunning and calculation, thinking they were being so clever and strategic in their attacks against you. But here's what they didn't count on, and this is what makes this reading so powerful. They challenged something much bigger than themselves. They thought they could operate outside of cosmic law, outside of divine justice, outside of the universal principles that govern how energy works in this world. They thought their schemes and their malice could somehow bypass the fundamental truth that what you put out comes back to you. In essence, they challenged God, they challenged the universe, they challenged the very fabric of how reality works. And now they're discovering what happens when you do that. Now they're finding out that you can't actually cheat karma, that you can't actually harm innocent people without consequences, that you can't actually build anything lasting on a foundation of lies and malice and bad intentions. Everything the cards have shown us today, from the Knight of Pentacles revealing their methodical plotting, to the Six of Cups showing their betrayal of past connections, to the Three of Wands showing their anticipation of your downfall, to Death announcing the complete collapse of their schemes, to the Chariot showing their loss of control, to Justice delivering precise and perfect consequences, to the Page of Swords bringing messages and revelations, to Judgment announcing the final reckoning, to the Ace of Pentacles blessing you with new abundance, to the Lovers confirming your alignment with divine will. All of it is painting one very clear picture. These people are facing exactly what they deserve. They're experiencing precisely calibrated karmic consequences for their actions. They're being held accountable by forces they can't manipulate or escape. And you, because you've stayed true to yourself, because you've maintained your integrity, because you've chosen the high road even when it was difficult, you're being protected, blessed, and elevated. I want you to understand something really important, Taurus. You don't need to do anything about this situation. You don't need to confront these people. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to even engage with them in any way. The universe is handling this completely. Your job is simply to stay focused on your own path, to continue being the good person you are, to remain aligned with your values, and to be open to receiving the blessings and opportunities that are coming your way. There's something I've learned from doing tarot readings for as long as I have, and it's this. The universe is always watching, always keeping score, always ensuring that balance is maintained. It might not happen on our timeline, it might not happen in the way we expect, but justice always comes. And when it comes for people who have been working in darkness, who have been plotting harm, who have been acting from malice, it comes with a force and a precision that is honestly breathtaking to witness. What I'm seeing for you going forward is really beautiful. As these people are removed from your energetic sphere, as their schemes collapse and their karma catches up with them, as the consequences they've earned are delivered to them, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel freer. You might not have even fully realized how much their negative energy was affecting you, creating a kind of psychic weight or energetic drag on your progress. But as all of that clears, you're going to feel the difference dramatically. The Ace of Pentacles is promising you real, tangible improvements in your material life. New opportunities are coming. Financial blessings are on the way. Your career or business is about to enter a really positive phase. And the beautiful thing is, these blessings are coming to you through divine channels that these people can't touch, can't see, can't interfere with. They wasted all their time and energy trying to block you through human means, through schemes and plots and manipulation, but they never had access to the divine channels through which your real blessings flow. The Lover's card is assuring you that you're exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing, being exactly who you need to be. Your choices have been right. Your integrity has been worth it. Your decision to stay true to yourself rather than lowering yourself to their level has been the winning strategy all along. And as you move forward, you're going to be surrounded by better people, healthier relationships, more authentic connections. The wolves are being removed from the sheep's clothing, and you're going to be able to see clearly who is who. The Justice and Judgment cards together are giving you the most powerful assurance possible that this situation is being handled by forces much greater than any human scheme or plot. Divine justice is real. Cosmic law is real. Karma is real. And it's all working in your favor right now. You've been vindicated. You've been proven right. Your intuition about these people has been confirmed. And the consequences they're facing are perfectly matched to what they tried to do to you. I also want you to be prepared for the Page of Swords energy, which means information is going to start coming to you. You're going to hear things, learn things, find out things that confirm everything you've suspected, and maybe even reveal details you didn't know. This information might come from unexpected sources. It might surprise you with its specificity, and it might actually be a bit overwhelming to realize just how much was happening behind your back. But remember, all of this is coming to light now because it's safe for you to know, because these people no longer have power over you, and because the universe wants you to understand fully what you've been protected from. When this information comes, I want you to receive it with grace, but without letting it consume you. Yes, acknowledge what happened. Yes, allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel about it. Yes, learn from it and let it inform your future discernment. But don't let it pull you into bitterness or obsession or a need for revenge. Remember that the universe is handling the justice aspect completely. Your job is to take the lessons, strengthen your boundaries, sharpen your discernment, and keep moving forward on your beautiful path. One thing I want to emphasize is that this reading is showing such a clear demarcation between the energy surrounding these people and the energy surrounding you. They're in a downward spiral of consequences and karmic payback. You're in an upward spiral of blessings and divine favor. They're losing control and facing endings. You're gaining clarity and receiving new beginnings. They're being exposed and held accountable. You're being protected and celebrated. The contrast couldn't be more stark. And it's all because of the choices each party has made. This is such a powerful demonstration of how the universe works, how karma functions, how divine justice operates. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about your fundamental orientation. Are you trying to harm others or help them? Are you operating from love or from fear? Are you building things on truth or on lies? Are you staying aligned with your values or compromising them for temporary gain? These are the questions that matter, and these are the things the universe responds to. You've answered those questions correctly, Taurus. You've stayed true. You've maintained your integrity. You've chosen love over fear, truth over lies, the high road over the low road. And now, you're seeing the results of those choices. You're being protected, blessed, and elevated, while those who chose differently are facing the natural consequences of their choices. As you move forward from here, I want you to trust that the clearing happening right now is making space for something much better. The Death card isn't just about endings for those people. It's also about endings for this whole dynamic, for this whole chapter of your life, where you had to deal with hidden enemies and behind-the-scenes schemes, that's over now. You're moving into a new phase where you're surrounded by better energy, better people, better opportunities. The chariot energy that was being misused against you is now available to you in its positive form. You're gaining control over your own destiny in a new way. You're moving forward with clarity and purpose. You're not being held back by these people's plots or by the energetic weight of their malice. You're free to drive your own chariot in whatever direction you choose, and the path ahead is clearer than it's been in a long time. The Six of Cups is reminding you that while these particular people from your past betrayed you, not everyone from your past is like that. There are genuine connections, real friendships, authentic bonds that are worth preserving and celebrating. Don't let this experience make you cynical or closed off to all connections. Instead, let it make you wiser about who you trust and how you trust them. Let it strengthen your ability to discern people's true intentions and character. The Three of Wands is promising you that your own ships are coming in, your own plans are bearing fruit, your own vision for your future is manifesting. While these people were watching and waiting for your failure, you were actually building something real and solid and true. And now that building period is about to pay off in visible, tangible ways. The view from your vantage point is about to get really good, Taurus. I want you to also remember the message of the Lover's card as you move forward. You're loved, you're supported, you're not alone in this universe. There are forces and energies and perhaps even specific people who genuinely want the best for you, who celebrate your success, who grieve your pain, who support your growth. You're connected to something much bigger and more beautiful than the small-minded schemes of people operating from darkness. And here's something else I want you to consider. The fact that these people were willing to expend so much time and energy on trying to harm you tells you something important about you, not about them. It tells you that you're powerful, that you're threatening to their false narratives, that your light is bright enough to make them uncomfortable, that your success challenges their excuses, that your authenticity exposes their fakeness. People who are secure and content in their own lives don't spend time plotting against others. Only people who are deeply insecure, deeply unhappy, deeply misaligned with their own purpose waste energy that way. So in a strange way, their attacks on you are actually confirmation of your power, your potential, your alignment with something greater. They saw in you what they lack in themselves. And instead of using that as inspiration to improve their own lives, they tried to tear you down. But they couldn't do it. They failed. And now they're facing the consequences of that failure, plus all the karmic debt they accumulated in the attempt. As this all unfolds, as you start seeing the evidence of what the cards have revealed today, as these people face their consequences, and as your blessings start manifesting, I want you to receive it all with grace and gratitude. Don't gloat. Don't celebrate their downfall. Don't get pulled into drama. Just quietly acknowledge that the universe is just, that divine law is real, and that staying true to yourself is always, always the right choice, even when it's difficult. The Ace of Pentacles is also reminding you to stay grounded and practical as all of this unfolds. Yes, there are big spiritual and karmic themes at play here, but you still need to live your daily life, handle your responsibilities, make smart decisions about work and money and resources. The universe is bringing you opportunities, but you still need to recognize them and take action on them. You still need to do your part, show up for your life, make good choices. And the Page of Swords is telling you to stay alert and aware. Don't become paranoid or constantly looking over your shoulder, but do maintain healthy boundaries and good discernment. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Not everyone who compliments you has good intentions. Trust your instincts. If something feels off about a person or a situation, honor that feeling. You're developing stronger and clearer intuition through this experience, and that's a gift that will serve you for the rest of your life. I also want to acknowledge that even though this reading is primarily about justice and karma for those who wronged you, it's okay if you have complicated feelings about all of this. You can be glad that justice is being served while also feeling sad about the whole situation. You can feel vindicated while also feeling disappointed that people you once trusted or cared about turned out to be so different from what you thought. You can feel relieved that it's ending while also feeling a bit tired from having dealt with it all. All of those feelings are valid and normal. Give yourself permission to process this however you need to. Talk to trusted friends if that helps. Journal about it if that's your thing. Take some time for self-care and emotional recovery. This has been a heavy situation, even if you didn't know all the details of what was happening behind your back. Your system knew, your intuition knew, and now that it's all coming to light and being resolved, you might need some time to recover and recalibrate. But through it all, keep your focus on what's ahead, not what's behind. Keep your energy directed toward your own goals, your own dreams, your own beautiful future. Don't give these people any more of your time or attention than absolutely necessary. They've already taken enough. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, your power, your peace, and your joy. The universe is quite literally clearing your path, removing obstacles, delivering justice, and preparing blessings for you. Your job is to be ready to receive those blessings, to stay open to the opportunities coming your way, and to continue being the authentic, integral, wonderful person you are. You've earned this, Taurus. You've earned the protection, the vindication, the blessings, all of it. You earned it by being true to yourself when others compromised themselves. You earned it by choosing love when others chose malice. You earned it by maintaining your integrity when others lost theirs. So receive what's coming to you with open arms and a grateful heart. Know that you're supported by forces greater than any human scheme. Trust that justice is real and it's being served right now. Believe that your future is bright and that the best is yet to come. And most importantly, keep being exactly who you are, because that's what got you this divine protection and blessing in the first place. The wolves thought they could devour you, but they didn't realize you were under divine protection. They thought they could destroy you, but they didn't understand that you're aligned with forces they can't touch. They challenged God, and now they're finding out what happens when you do that. Meanwhile, you're being elevated, blessed, and prepared for a beautiful new chapter. This is your moment, Taurus. This is when everything shifts in your favor. This is when justice is served and blessings flow. This is when you get to see proof that the universe really does have your back, that karma really is real, and that staying true to yourself really is worth it. Thank you so much for being here with me for this reading. I hope it's brought you clarity, validation, and hope. Trust what the cards have shown us today. Trust the process unfolding in your life. Trust yourself, and most of all, trust that you're exactly where you need to be and that everything is working out for your highest good. Take care of yourself, stay true to who you are, and get ready to receive the blessings coming your way. You deserve every good thing that's about to happen,